So, what should we watch?
I was thinking something scary.
Sounds good to me.
Hi, I'm Eleanor Harris. You might know me from, being in your psychology class literally this entire year. What you also might know about me, if you happen to see me during the month of October, is that I love Halloween. Like a lot. But I've never really been able to get into horror movies. So for my psychology project, I attempted to rectify that, while also trying to understand the connection between psychology and horror movies. In order to understand horror movies, we first need to understand how they elicit responses. For this information, we have to look at the brain. There are many parts of the brain involved with the fear response, but the main players are the thalamus, the hippocampus, the amygdala, and the hypothalamus. These parts work together to both identify fearful stimuli and cause an appropriate response. So, what types of stimuli can cause a fear response? Well, overall, if it exists, someone probably has a fear of it. However, some things are more likely to scare people. Some of these fear-provoking stimuli can be linked to our evolutionary psychology, or the linkage of psychological traits to human natural selection. Fear is an integral part of human nature, but there are some fears that are more common than others. Psychologist Martin Seligman used the concept of preparedness to explain these phobias. Many of the things we are most afraid of, like snakes, spiders, deep water, and small spaces, are things that have threatened our ancestors, and therefore we are biologically hardwired to respond to these threats in the form of fear. But not all fears directly correlate to these literal survival threats.
So I'm stuck between sand sharks and killer clowns from outer space.
Clowns! No clowns.
Humans may not have had to avoid masked figures for their daily survival in the past, but fears of them can be linked to human nature. Emotions are very important to humans, determining how they interact with one another. According to Paul Ekman's research, not only are there several basic human emotions, but there are also some emotional expressions that are universal across cultures. Basically, humans are instinctively driven to read each other's emotions. So when something hinders our ability to read emotions, like masks or heavy makeup, some people's first emotional response may be one of fear. Another factor in what scares people is age. Piaget's stages of development can actually be used to look at some of the common fears across age and developmental groups. If we look at the concrete operational stage, which takes place between the ages of 7 and 11, it is during this phase that children begin to start thinking logically, which leads them to be more scared by realistic threats such as kidnapping and murder. However, once people reach the formal operational stage, which encompasses teens and older adults, they have developed the ability to think abstractly and are more likely to be scared by abstract threats, like disease and the paranormal.
Hello? Yes?
You're dumb.
Ellie, get off the phone!
It's not Ellie. It's a ghost.
So we may know what scares people, but that doesn't explain why people would actually want to be scared. Fear isn't particularly well known as a pleasant emotion, so logically it would make sense to avoid it. While it has been studied by many, there is no one theory that fully explains why some people have such an interest in the horror genre. Looking at the psychoanalytic perspective, Sigmund Freud believed that humans were attracted to horror due to its ability to connect with thoughts and images from the more instinct-based, primitive id that had been suppressed by the civilized ego. Carl Jung, another member of the psychoanalytic community, believed that horror had the ability to tap into ancient archetypes buried deep in our collective subconscious. However, both of these theories have been difficult to verify.
Guys, so can you do me a favor? I just need you to tell me your deepest secrets so that I can analyze them to understand why you watch horror movies. Okay, it's for science. You guys are absolutely useless.
Another theory relates to the biological reactions from fear to our emotions. When people watch horror movies, their heart rate, blood pressure, and respiration all increase due to the natural fight or flight response. However, even when the fearsome stimulus is over, this physiological arousal still lingers. This arousal can heighten any emotions that follow, including happy ones that could be caused by other factors, leading the watcher to return for more. This is known as the excitation transfer theory. Others have looked at the individual traits of horror movie watchers. Only about 10% of the population identifies themselves as strong horror movie fans, so it is possible that there are some characteristics that are common among them. Studies have found 4 common traits: high self rated angry and aggressive tendencies, a low ability to relate to the emotions of others, an adrenaline seeking nature, and maleness. However, because several of these traits are self rated, it is possible that their importance is over exaggerated.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about
No,
this.
it's okay. It was totally an accident. I'm fine. All the shark wanted to do was protect her babies, but then to kill her.
It was killing everybody.
So I was thinking after the movie was over, we could drive at a reasonable speed and go get some low-fat frozen yogurt.
So while these traits may not be universal, they do bring up an important point about the connection between horror watching and gender. Some have hypothesized that horror films allow young people an opportunity to fulfill traditional gender roles. A study done by Dolph Zillman found that males who watched a scary movie with a female partner enjoyed it more if the female showed distress during the film. Females enjoyed the film more if their male companion seemed unaffected by the horrors on screen. They were also more likely to rank the attractiveness of the male partner higher if they displayed courage. This relationship between attraction and horror watching has become known as the Stungel theory. Oh no, 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 no.
Hey, Noah, hey, I'm just gonna sit right here. Hey, can I have a little bit of space? Hey, pals. So, I think I've learned a lot about why people watch horror movies. And in fact, I think I'm gonna sit here and watch one right now. In the spot. Not moving. Okay, there's no need to make that face, guys. I brought snacks. And we watch them. Did you just get scared over this? Look, it's nothing. It's like eating a big gusher. It's delicious. Guys! More for me then.
Okay, sorry. Are you recording?
I am recording.
Oh,
I've been
yikes, okay.
recording, so
So it's all on
So
there.
we stare at the